My name is Seun, co-founder of Wilson's Juice Company, the producers of Wilson's Lemonade. Welcome to Wilson's Farm. You're at the factory site right now. How did we start? We started in a very small kiosk at Covenant University. My brother and I were doing another business. We were producing ikra, or palm kernel oil, and we would take palm kernel nuts, crush it, and make oil and cake. That business didn't last. We quickly ran out of money on that business, just because of a few things. When we first moved back in 2007, 2008, we didn't quite understand the full business atmosphere of Nigeria. So we were selling stuff on credit and paying for stuff with cash. So we quickly ran out of money to run that business. However, Wilson's Juice Co. started in 2010. We were selling smoothies and fresh squeezed juice at Covenant University. We make the juice right there in front of you. So how we started with that, we went to the market, Owode Market, bought some oranges and a plastic juicer. That was 2,000 naira that we used to spend to get that. So it was 2,000 naira to get a plastic juicer and a bag of oranges, and we're making fresh squeezed orange juice and smoothies at Covenant University. One day, we saw lemons at the market, so we were like, we haven't had lemonade in a long time. So we just added lemonade to what we were doing at Covenant University. One kid bought 1 cup, asked us what it was. We were like, it was lemonade. I won't forget it, he said lemonade. It's lemonade. So we sold that first cup to him. He came back with about 4 or 5 friends, and they all had lemonade. Before long, no one was asking about orange juice anymore. No one was asking about our smoothies anymore. Everybody wanted lemonade. During that period of time, I was traveling back and forth. I was working as a pharmacist back in Brooklyn, New York. And I'd come to Nigeria for about 3-4 months, and I'd go back for about 7 to 6 months, just traveling back and forth like that. And there was a period of time we had about 11 staffs, and we had these pressing juices by that time. So they press 2 lemons, add sugar water, and you have your lemonade. I saw so many kids, they were just rushing the cups of lemonade. So I pulled my brother aside. I was like, Shay, why don't we just start putting our lemonade in a bottle? It'll make it easier because you won't have to press the juice in front of people, and also it'll help out with accounting. So if I gave you 10 bottles of lemonade, I know how much money I should get back. But when you're pressing it in the juicers and they're selling it by cups, you don't know how the money goes. You don't know how much you should get. So that night, we went and picked up about 10 bottles, used bottles, came back, washed them, filled them with we had 10 bottles of lemonade the next day to sell. We only sold 2 bottles that first time we had it, and our staff was telling us like, look, forget this bottle thing, concentrate on the cups, because we were making about anywhere from 40 to about 70,000 naira a night just selling cups of lemonade. That's just how popular it was. And our staff was telling us, forget this bottle thing. You only sold 2 bottles. Look at all the cups that these guys are rushing. But for me, it was good. It was good because we were able to see how much money we're supposed to make. So that means if we make 20 bottles of lemonade, I don't have to be there to sell it. I know how much money I should be receiving at the end of the day. So from there, we went, sold the remaining of the 10 bottles of lemonade, started going up, getting 20 bottles. And before long, we went to a bottle maker and got generic bottles. And then after a while, we started saying, this thing's catching on a little bit. We should do something. We should brand it. So before long, we decided, let's do our own bottle. Let's do our own mold. Do our own branding. So we got the square bottle, Wilson's Lemonade. And a lot of people will look at it and say, what is that? Is that soap or something? No. We decided we want to do something different and have a square bottle. Once you start having your bottle be curvy, you fit into the same thing as Coke and other brands like that. So we decided, you know what, let's do something totally different. So when someone thinks of lemonade, and they think of a square bottle, they think of us. They don't put us in the same group as everybody else. So that's what we did with our branding. Once we decided to do that, we designed our label. We just went forward from there. And it's just been growing and growing and growing. 2012 ending, 2013, we first got NAFDAC. That's the first time we got NAFDAC. We've been trying since 2010, so it took us about 2 years to get our NAFDAC. But once we got our NAFDAC, we started pushing out. Now we're available in about 8 different states. Thank God to ShopRite and other places like that. Spar, we just signed on with Game. They've been taking us to other places as well as finding distributors in these other cities. So it went from a 2,000 naira seed, basically, to where we are today, where we're in so many different places. But this is not the ending of our story, and we have a lot more places and a lot more places we want to go to. The thing about this business, and what's interesting, is that everything we do is we plow it back into the business. So from 2,000 naira, whatever money would make, we put it back into the business. You look at our factory, we built it room by room by room by room, to now that the fact that we built it room by room by room, we went in and blew out all the walls to make it now of an open factory space. So it's just been the money that we've got from working that we put directly back into the business. We didn't go and buy a Benz or buy anything like that. Everything is going back into the business, and we're growing this thing organically to the point that now we have people talking about funding and trying to help us get to the next level. You know, I have big moments all the time. The big moments I have now is every time I'm out and I'm at a restaurant or a store and I see someone pick up our product, it just doesn't get old to me. To realize that we produce this thing and someone finds value in it and they're buying it. It's just, I don't think that will ever get old for me. So every time, if I'm out, if I'm at a restaurant, if I'm at a store, and I see someone pick it up, I would say every step of the way, when we first got our mold to produce this bottle, when we first packaged it in a way that someone found it attractive enough to pick it up, someone found it attractive enough to say, you know what, sell this in my store. When we would go and face people, and in the beginning, they'd probably reject us. That was before. They'd reject our proposition. But then after a while, they'll call us and ask us to supply them. So those are just different big moments that we have. Just even having our staff, the way that they're working with us now, our consultants, we call them, our fresh juice consultants. I really work on more of the marketing and sales end, so I'll talk about that. We have our fresh squeezed juice consultants, and seeing how much they are bought into what we're doing is a high moment for me. Seeing that they take responsibility into their own hands to introduce our product and to get people to get involved in what we're doing, and with integrity and with honesty, how they sell the product, it amazes me, and it's something that I would say is a high point for me.